All right, folks, before we get started, I wanted to remind you that we have some more great Every Child Ready to Read webinars coming up this year with Sue McCleaf-Nispeka. We've got webinars on Thursday, May 11th on family engagement in early learning, Tuesday, July 11th on Storytime Basics, Thursday, September 7th, working with early childhood educators and volunteers in early literacy learning. And Tuesday, November 28th, it's going to be a great Every Child Ready to Read in Michigan wrap up. And that will begin, all of those will begin at 2 p.m. And you can find registration for those through our Library of Michigan website in our early literacy file. I also wanted to give you all a heads up that Sue will be coming to Michigan. We're excited to have her back for a visit in March. And those dates are Monday, March 20th at the Kentwood Branch Library of the Kent District Library, Tuesday, March 21st at the Plymouth District Library, Wednesday, March 22nd at the Alice and Jack Wirt Public Library of the Bay County Library System, and Friday, March 24th up in Marquette, Michigan. So we hope that you'll all keep your eyes out on Mish Libel. I'll be posting those dates and times and all the registration details in the upcoming week or so. So without further ado, Sue, would you like to begin? I'm going to bring up
Certainly.
your slide here.
Okay, and welcome everyone. Kathy has mentioned this, but I'm just going to reiterate it. There is a handout for this workshop. It's there at the bottom of your page on the right, and you can download it. If you have not downloaded it beforehand, you might want to do that afterwards. And all the books that I'm going to talk about today are mentioned there, and some other information too. All right, so some of you, I don't know how many of you actually might have attended some of the other webinars. We talked about programming for babies and young toddlers. We talked about programming for 2s and 3s. And we talked about programming for 4s and 5s. And today we're going to address what happens if everybody's all in one program, 0 up to age 6, what we often call mixed age, or some people just call them family programs. So that's what we're going to address today. First of all, why do a mixed age program? We often find that parents that have children of various ages simply don't want to come to 3 different story times or 2 different story times. They want to bring their children all at once. And with time constraints that families have these days, that's totally understandable. I know some libraries have had story times for babies and toddlers the same time they had for older kids, but that requires 2 separate rooms and 2 librarians, and it's nice if you can do that, but it's probably not too feasible. It also is helpful for librarians often because, some libraries just do not have the staff that can do the number of story times that you need to do each week. It can be kind of time constraining again. And, just for staff reasons and to have that whole family experience, it's kind of a good idea. What I used to do, I know I would have individual story times like baby and toddlers and 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s, but then I'd also have at least once a week a family story time, so that option would also be there. Okay, what are some of the challenges? Well, you get a whole mixed age group of kids there. It can be a little bit more chaotic, a little bit noisy. You can have babies crawling around, a little bit more confusion than usual. I think it does take a little bit more time for planning because you have to think about the activities and how you can tell parents or the caregivers, whoever's attending, how to get the benefit out of it for each child. There might be different ways to do a finger play, for instance. So you have to really give that some thought. And I think in some respects it takes a little bit more planning than some of our other story times. It's kind of hard to base programs when you have all these different developmental levels in at the same time. And so it takes just a little bit more thought. All right, I'm going to quickly go through some of the developmental characteristics because they are important when planning We're going to go through them age by age, but I'm going to highlight certain aspects of them because those are aspects you're going to want to keep in common when you're planning a mixed age or a family program. So let's talk about those 0s and 1-year-olds. We know that they love to respond to music and singing. So obviously we want to use maybe a little bit more music and singing in our programs for mixed age. They're going to start understanding simple words. So what do we want to do? Maybe have books that have more repetitious text. And when I talk about some of these books later, I'm going to bring this up. Like this has a repetitious text, so we'll know that that would be good for these young ones. Provide maybe more sensory experiences, whether it be within the story time itself or maybe in an activity you do at the end. 1-year-olds and babies, they love to move and sway to music. So even if the older children are maybe singing the song, like in a song picture book, parents can have the baby moving and swaying along. They also need simple hand, feet, finger rhymes that parents can do with them. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, so I'm not going to address that too much more right now. So what do we expect with these 1-year-olds? Well, of course, they could be squirming, they could be crawling, they could be crying. The frustration is when you have a caregiver who does not want to work with their child, or maybe has a couple kids, so it's hard for them to maneuver with all the kids at the same time. But particularly for the babies, I want to remind you that they might not be getting quite as much out of the story time, but we're actually modeling to that parent how to do songs and activities with that child. Let's move on to the 2s. The 2-year-old children love to imitate actions. So if we're going to do some kind of movement things or little actions within a story, they'll love that. They can start naming common objects and making animal sounds. So obviously books that have animal sounds in are going to be very good for these kids. But then the 4 and 5s, they'll enjoy that too. So it's not a problem to have animal sounds in books for them. They also enjoy music. Now that's going to be the theme that's going to go through all these ages. So again, you're going to want to incorporate more music within your story time. Obviously, they're going to have a limited attention span. So for all these ages, you're going to want to think, when you have them all together, you're going to want to think about maybe having a little bit shorter activities or stories than what you would normally do for, say, a preschool group. That doesn't mean that the books can't still be at the preschool level, but they might not just have as long of a text, and we'll talk about that more when we talk about the books. These kids obviously don't enjoy sharing so much, so we're not going to necessarily recommend that. They don't necessarily engage in cooperative activities with others. That would be hard to recommend. And again, they do not have the small, fine motor skills, so they can't do finger play where they're putting one finger down at a time. And again, we will talk about that later, how to address the finger plays. Let's move on to 3s. 3s are going to be a little bit more cooperative. They can name common shapes and colors. So that's good. That's something good to do for all the ages, because color identification is a great thing for all these ages. They can start performing some simple finger games. Again, enjoy music. They can sing along with common refrains. So again, we want to pick books for a mixed age story time that has some common refrains in it, common repetitive text. What to expect for these ages? Again, we got that short attention span, the difficulty with small muscle coordination, and they still have trouble sharing. Okay, let's move on up to the 4s and 5s, and some people might even include 6s for this age, for the mixed age group. They're going to be much more verbal, so we want to give them opportunities to be verbal in the story time, even if the younger ones can't. We can have them participate and join in refrains, maybe refrains of longer words that they can do. Finger plays are going to be no problem for them. However, that doesn't mean that they don't still enjoy what I would call whole hand movements, opening and closing, things where we're moving our arms and our fingers, etc. They're also going to like music, common thread, can learn simple songs. What to expect for these? Well, they can get really bored if they're not engaged. So when you're directing the story time, you have to remember that you have to have things that are not going to be too easy for them so that they're bored, but things that have wide appeal for wide ages, and we'll talk again about what some of those things are. They also might be willing to do things with younger children, and if so, take advantage of that, particularly families that have several ages of children they're bringing together. Maybe the older child can help the younger child with the finger play, and you can suggest that within the story time, and they enjoy doing it. Older kids love to feel that they can be a model. So taking all these developmental characteristics in mind, let's talk about what some of the similarities were. We're going to use simple rhymes and finger plays with whole hand motions, or, and I will stress this again later, or if it is like Five Little Monkeys, then you can point each finger for the younger children. The parent can help the younger child point each finger, while the older kids would be putting the fingers down. We want to use more sensory and movement activities. Use more activities of short duration. I would not use those real long stories we use in a preschool story time. And then use a lot of music. So those are some common tips that went across the board. All right, how about book selection and what we're thinking about when we come to book selection? Well, for book selection, we want bright colors, definitely. Clear, distinct illustrations. Again, with preschoolers, sometimes the illustrations can be a little bit more busy or a little bit more crowded, but for this mixed age group, we want them to be very clear and distinct. One of the things to look for are illustrations where the characters or the animals or whatever's in the story are outlined with black outlines. That really makes them stand out. It's going to make the illustrations more distinct. Another good thing to think about in book selection for mixed age is books that have basic concepts that young children are learning. Of course, the older kids might know some of those concepts, but it's helpful to still use those books because you have those younger kids in there. The next three are really important. This is definitely things I would look for in a mixed age story time. Predictable books, where you can predict what's going to happen next, or that have repeated refrains, are very predictable. Participatory, that would also be repeated text, or ways that kids can participate. For instance, as we mentioned earlier, making the sounds of an animal. And then the last one, song picture books, again, vital, because all ages enjoy music, they enjoy singing, and there are so many song picture books out there. There are tons. I have in my own personal collection, I have a set of shelves. There are 5 shelves in the bookcase, and I have 2 entire bookcases. So we're talking 10 shelves filled with song picture books. I mean, there's just so many out now. Obviously, some of them are out of print right now, but there are just tons of them out there. So that's something that you can include. Other tips, books that have universal appeal. I mentioned this before. The type of book that can really, every child of every age can relate to it. And if the same type of book is going to be appropriate for those various listening levels. Most importantly, as always, pick books you like and share them enthusiastically, because that'll make all the difference in the world as to whether the kids, even the younger kids, are listening or not. I want to just briefly show you this. I think it's kind of cute to see about how books are appropriate for different ages. It might be the same song, for instance, and here we got If You're Happy and You Know It. If you look at the one on the left, that is Child's Play. Actually, that one's done in Spanish and English. Very appropriate for babies or young toddlers. The David Carter book, which I think is out of print now, was perfect for 2s and 3s, and the 4s and 5s loved it too because there were objects that moved on the page. Then the next 2 are specifically just for 4 and 5-year-olds. However, you probably could use some of these if you were not maybe using every page. For instance, the one on the right is very text heavy. That would be a lot for babies and young toddlers to listen to. One of the things I always recommend is always try to hit The middle age level. For instance, if we're talking 0 to 6, some of the books that we want to pick would be more for a listening level. That doesn't mean they don't have universal appeal. More of a listening level of like a 3.5-year-old, a 3 or 3.5-year-old. And that's going to be more appropriate. Okay, let's go through some of the book suggestions and why I think some of these books are particularly good for a mixed age family story time. Here's Big Fat Hen. Now, normally this would be a great book in a baby or toddler or a 2 and 3-year-old story time, but I think it also has universal appeal. It starts out with a simple rhyme, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, shut the door, etc. However, when you get to the end of the rhyme, 9, 10, a big fat hen, and then the story continues, and her friends. Then the next couple pages, you literally have to count the chickens. Now, this is something that the older kids will delight in doing. They can help count the chickens. And then we get to their eggs, and I usually point to that one page and I say, what's happening here? You see just a little bit of a beak coming out of an egg. So again, that's the kind of question that an older child will be able to answer, not a younger child. So that way they are also involved in the storytelling. No sleep for the sheep. Now again, all these books are referenced in your handout. I'm going to read just a little bit of this one. In the big red barn on the farm, in the big red barn on the farm, a sheep fell asleep in the big red barn, in the big red barn on the farm. Then there came a loud quack at the door, and the sheep couldn't sleep anymore. Go to sleep, said the sheep to the duck at the door, and please don't quack anymore. Quack, said the duck in the barn. Shh, not a peep. Go to sleep, said the sheep in the big red barn on the farm, and soon the duck and the sheep fell fast asleep in the big red barn on the farm. Now you can hear the repetitious text. It almost even sounds like a nursery rhyme. So I think babies will just be enthralled with the sound of the language. Children, the 2s and 3s, are going to want to love helping make those animal sounds. And then, of course, the older kids, they could even rejoin in some of the refrains in the story. Who Ate All the Cookie Dough actually is by the same author, Karen Beaumont. I love so many of her books. They're just fabulous. Okay, listen to how this one goes if you don't know it already. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who ate all the cookie dough? Who do you think it might be? Kanga looks around to see. Lion, lion, do you know who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know. It wasn't me. Maybe zebra. Let's go see. Zebra, zebra, do you know who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know. It wasn't me. Maybe. If you turn the next page, you see a llama. Let's go see. This is definitely patterned like brown bear, what do you see? And as I've mentioned before, if you have been to or have listened to any of my other webinars, Brown Bear, What Do You See is an absolutely perfect book for all ages. It's great for babies and toddlers because of the rhyme and the rhythm. It's great for the 2s and 3s because of color identification. It's great for the 4s and 5s. They can join in the participation. It's also great for those kids who are learning to read because of the repetitious text. So this book is kind of similar in the pattern language that it has. Okay, Very Busy Spider, another book that really goes across a lot of ages. It's good for the 2s and 3s because they can give the sound the animal makes. The way the text reads, it reads, "Nay, nay," said the horse. "Want to go for a ride?" And I simply reverse that. Every time I show this book, I reverse it. I say, "The horse said," and then I let them put in the sounds, "Nay, nay, want to go for the ride." So for the younger kids that are identifying animal sounds, it's going to be perfect. How about our preschoolers? This is the refrain that repeats, I don't know how many times in this story. The spider didn't answer. She was very busy spinning her web. And I really think those preschoolers could join in. She was very busy spinning her web. Very Hungry Caterpillar is one of those stories that I'm sure a lot of you have props or puppets that you can use with this one, but it is a great story to make visual and have the pieces up there. Even if you just have the pieces for the 7 days of the week, that's so great to have it visual because the kids can count along with it. That's good for those who are learning to count, and the preschoolers will enjoy it too. It's a fun thing for them to do. Farmyard Beat. Yes, if you have any questions, Kathy's saying type them in, or if you want to add in any way you might use this book, that'd be great too. Farmyard Beat is one of those books I love to pass out lummy sticks so the kids can keep the beat with me. And I might do that in a second reading, but here's how it goes. Sheep can't sleep. I'm sorry, it's not sheep. Boy, I'm looking right at the words. I'm saying the wrong word. Forgive me. Let me start again on this one. I'm back in the other book about the sheep. Okay. Chicks can't sleep. Chicks can't sleep. Chicks can't sleep 'cause they got that beat. Peep, 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 peep. All that peeping wakes up sheep. Here's the sheep. Sheep can't sleep. Sheep can't sleep. Sheep can't sleep 'cause they got that beat. Tat, tat, tatty, tat, 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 tatty, tat, tat. All that racket wakes up. And sometimes I'll pause and see if the older kids can, and I turn the page and let them name the animal. Of course, it's going to be cat because it rhymes. So again, it's got beat. Babies could be bouncing on the parent's lap. It has repetitious phrases. It has a chance or an opportunity for the older kids to guess the animals. It's just a perfect book. Just backtracking 1 second, Kathy has typed in a site there for where you can get the Very Hungry Caterpillar puppet and felt play, so that you can make it visual, which I think is a great way to use that story is in a visual presentation. We have to remember when we're doing story times, if we can have a visual presentation now and then, I think that's a really good idea. I think I mentioned this in one of the other webinars I do. I teach at Kent State University, and when the students have to do their story times, I always make them do the longer story first. Then, particularly for the 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, the second book has to be participatory in some way where they can join in. And the third one, I always make visual somehow, whether it be on a flannel board or a magnetic board or simply adding a prop or a puppet. So we don't want to forget our visual learners. Okay, Mama Cat has 3 kittens. Again, it's a very simple text, so it's not too long for the younger kids, but it's perfect for the older kids because of the repetition, and they can join in the repetitious phrase. Mama Cat has 3 kittens, Fluffy, Skinny, and Boris. When Mama Cat washes her paws, Fluffy and Skinny wash their paws. But Boris naps. And every time after you read the phrases about what the other cats are doing, every time it ends with, but Boris naps. So again, it's a simple text, it's repetitive, but the older kids can join in. The colors, very distinct, bright, colorful illustrations, very, very child appealing. I think a lot of Denise Fleming's books are so good for that. Who's Hungry is a lift the flap or flip the flops, as they call it, book. Kids are always intrigued with that type of thing. Again, there's a lot of repetition in the text. The phrase, who else is hungry, is on every other double page spread. Who else is hungry? Who else? So the older kids can identify the animal, but again, it's a very simple text. If Youre Happy is one of those you can sing, and we talked about the importance of using a lot of song picture books. It doesn't really tell you to sing the book, but how could you not? If you're happy and you know it, you're a frog. If you're happy and you know it, you're a frog. Or, what's this? And I point to the picture. Again, older kids will be able to answer, a bunny. That's right. If you're happy and you know it, Stretch your toes to really show it. If you're hoppy and you know it, you're a frog. Or and I point to the bunny, or a cricket. So again, the older kids can help identify the animals, but it's a song book, so a lot of the younger kids will like that. I think Kathy's going to add something else here, but I'm going to move on first. CSLP's 2018 summer reading theme will be music. Okay, well then there'll be a lot of good titles here for that. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Kathy. I kind of lost track of what the themes were. That's great to know. Okay, Rah-Rah Radishes and, oh, holy heck, I forgot the other. Go-Go Grapes. I forgot the other one. Go-Go Grapes and Rah-Rah Radishes. Both of them are chant books. So again, chants, again, kind of like nursery rhymes. It's that rhythm and rhyme and repetition. So it's going to be good for all ages. Older kids could, again, identify things. I don't know if they could necessarily the first time through, because I don't know that every child knows what bok choy is, or, well, I hope they know Brussels sprouts, but they might not. Some kids might not even know broccoli or cauliflower. So this might be one of those books that I'll read through and then read through a second time and say, hey, why don't you help me tell the story this time? So they can identify some of the vegetables in this book. Rah-Rah Radishes, red and white. Carrots are calling, take a bite. Oh boy, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, shout it out. So again, there's that one in the Go-Go Grapes. Rhyming Dust Bunnies, I don't know. This has just always been one of my absolute favorite books. I'm not sure why. I think it was because when it came out, my grandkids just loved it to death, and they used to fight each other over who could give the rhyming word, because I'd say, what else rhymes with? And they would actually literally fight. Like, no, you said last time, it's my turn this time. You know, they were so into it. It was just wonderful. I hope you all know it. Hello, we are Ed, Ned. Hello, we are Ed, Ned, Ted, and Bob. We rhyme all the time. Hey, what rhymes with car? And you can ask, again, the older kids will feel very smart that they can join in on this. Far, jar, tar, look. No, Bob. Look doesn't rhyme with car. Now, throughout this story, you know, it's always what rhymes with, and so the older kids can, you know, join right in. It's a lot of fun. All right, let's talk about, those were some books that I'm trying to point out, you know, characteristics of those books that make them appropriate for all ages. We're going to talk some more about books, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about story times in general right now. And you do have a tip sheet in your handout, and I'm pretty much just going through it sentence by sentence. And yes, I know you're capable of reading, but I just feel that I want to highlight some of these things. Okay, so caregivers need to definitely attend, and you need to encourage them to turn off their cell phones, just like they do at the movie theater, and participate with their kids in all activities. If they have younger babies or toddlers, they can help them act out the rhymes and actions. You want to let them know that ahead of time. When you share these nursery rhymes, songs, single finger rhymes, you might want to repeat some of them. You know, young children enjoy the repetition. And again, the older kids can help the younger kids. We talked about this before. I'm going to emphasize it again. Use a lot of music. All ages enjoy music. But what you might want to do is use more live voice singing rather than recordings. Again, recordings are at a much faster tempo. With live voice, it's a little bit slower, and the children can hear the syllables, which is good for phonological awareness. We also want to include more creative dramatics, more movement. I don't say that there, but more movement and more props, and also maybe puppets. But you got to remember, for very young children, they will think the puppets are real, so you don't want to use anything that is too scary. We talked about the fine motor skills and the finger plays. Adults can help. I would use more whole hand rhymes, but if you do use you know, things that are basic movements like opening, closing, etc. If the younger kids, if it is a put a finger down at a time rhyme, those kids can point to the various fingers in the countdown rhymes, or the parent can help the child with it. And all we have to do is simply let the adults know how each age can participate. You might say something like, we're going to do 5 little monkeys. Now you guys can help by putting your fingers down, and parents, maybe you can point to each finger. You know, you could just simply it doesn't have to be a big, long explanation, but let them know how they can participate. Be prepared for chaos. Expect the unexpected. Um, Mixed age story times can be thematically arranged, but if you do select a theme, make sure that each activity or book is developmentally appropriate for those ages and have universal appeal. Again, we're going to use more short, age-appropriate stories and quick activities that allow for a lot of movement and a lot of participation, and keep that program moving. When offering a series of programs, I would repeat some songs and activities from week to week. That really helps kids with memory. They can join in. They can be, doing them at home in between. The repetition is really a good thing to do. This is just a suggested template. Forgive me for this. This comes from my teaching at Kent. I have to give my students templates so they know what to follow. You can do it however you want, but if you haven't done a mixed age, this would be a possible template. Now, if I were doing this for preschool, I'd be having more rhymes and finger plays than what I would do for a mixed age. This is tailored down a little bit because those younger kids are going to have that short attention span. Okay, we have an opener, that's usually a finger play or a song, a book, a combination of any two, and you see their rhymes, finger play, songs, creative rhyme stretches. Then a book, and then a combination of any other two book, and then one rhyme there. I probably wouldn't do two there because, again, the attention span is getting kind of short. Then have a closing song or rhyme, and then I usually have some kind of share time. It could be a lot of things. It could be an art activity. It could be exploring music. It could be educational toys. Whatever you want that to be, you can decide. All right, we're going to go through just a couple sample story times. And again, my highlight's going to be on why those particular books are good for a mixed age story time. And I am going to have to apologize. I don't know why it is, but every time, Kathy, I do one of these webinars, my cat, who sleeps all day, decides, I guess because I'm talking nonstop, that he has to come in and have some attention. So if you hear a cat meowing in the background, I don't know what to say. All I can say is apologize. Maybe it's appropriate that our first cat. Yes, go ahead, Kathy. What were you trying to say?
I was just going to say, we haven't heard him yet, so you're safe.
Okay, well, I can really hear him, but he's right next to me. That's probably why. Maybe it's appropriate that this first category is dogs and cats, because that's when he made his appearance. I think he just wants attention. Okay, I like this book by Matthew Van Fleet. It's a lot of fun, and younger kids are going to really like the movement in it. I don't know how to explain it. You push a tab, like the cover of the book. See that cover of the book and see the tab on the right? When you push that tab, that cat in the middle, his paw goes down and tries to catch the fish. I mean, there's just a lot of movement in it, so I think kids would like that. There's all kinds of movement and with each tab. But then the text itself, so it's movable. And there's even a squeak in the book, where you push it and it squeaks. And there's some flaps in the book. But interestingly enough, again, that's going to be attractive to a lot of ages, but interestingly enough, it also is in rhyme. So you have cool cat, copycat, striped cat, spots, cat with a ball of yarn, swat, swat, swat. And that's when I'm going to push the tab in, and the cat's going to actually be swatting at the ball of yarn. So again, it's done in rhyme, but has all kinds of little flaps and sounds and movement. So it's kind of neat. So I'd use that for a mixed age story time. John Lithgow's I Got Two Dogs. Yes, it's a little bit longer, but if you look at the cover, you can tell very clear pictures. There's those black outlines I talked about around the animals that make it very distinct pictures. But because it is a song and there is a CD that accompanies the book, again, I think, babies are going to be attracted to just the sound of the music. But it's really more probably enjoyable on a 3 to 6-year-old level. Okay, I'll try to sing a little bit of this here. I got two dogs, Fanny and Blue. Bet you kind of wish you had two dogs too. Fanny's all white, Blue's kind of gray. They never ever fight and they never run away. They're not too smart, but they're loyal and true. Oh, there's nothing I'd trade for my Fanny and Blue. I'm pretty sure I used that in another webinar. But I think it fits good here too because of the song and the music. And of course, what do I need to say about this Pete the Cat? I mean, it's just, the music in it is going to be something that's going to be appealing to a lot of ages. For the younger kids, they have the color identification. The preschoolers are just going to love it in general. It's just great. Pete the Cat's walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. He loved his white shoes so much he sang this song. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I mean, how could, it's going to be appealing to all ages. Okay, let's move on to teddy bears. Teddy bears. All kids love teddy bears. Bear counts. Now, again, this might seem like a simpler book for the preschool, but, it's numbers and it's rhyme. Can you count along with bear? Numbers, numbers everywhere. Can you count along with bear? There's also a color book, Bear Colors. Nice rhyme, but again, for the kids learning to count or kids who can count well, they're going to enjoy joining in. By the same author, Bear Snores On. There's a lot of books in this Bear series by Karma Wilson. I love her books too. Again, we have this wonderful rhyme. In a cave in the woods, in his deep, dark lair, through the long, cold winter, sleeps a great brown bear. So you got the wonderful rhyme and rhythm. We have all the other animals who find their way in from the cold. And while bear, the repetitious phrase throughout the book is bear snores on. That's going to repeat a lot while the other animals are planning a party. This is also a wonderful book for just the sounds of the words that Karma's picked, like tweet and titter and chat and chitter. The language in the book is just rich. And so again, I think that's going to be appealing to all ages. Okay, I know you all know we're going on a bear hunt. I know you know how to do the rhyme. Of course, the older kids, they're going to stand up and they're going to be, going through the swamp and all the different things they have to do. But, parents can help babies or young toddlers move their arms and legs and, they can actually help participate in it. I mean, preschoolers will get it on a totally different level, but there's no reason why parents can't help the younger ones, just even moving them while they're sitting on their lap. So I think that's one that appeals to all ages. Let's move on to the sound of music and dance. And maybe some things here will come in with your 2018 summer reading theme. Okay, everybody knows Five Little Monkeys jumping on the bed. But again, this is one I would often share twice. Share the book, and then we actually act it out or do the finger play. Again, if you're doing the finger play, the younger kids that can't put their fingers down one by one, they can point to the fingers. But it's just, it's a wonderful thing to do twice. I mean, share the book and then stand up and act it out. It's perfect for that. So again, we have, it allows for participation. It allows for movement, which is good for all the ages. I know I used this book before, but I'm going to mention it again. It's just great. Dancing feet. We have rhyme. We have rhythm. It's like a chant. It sounds like a chant when you read it. And the older kids, they can guess the different creatures when they turn the page. Well, before you turn the page, they have to guess what creature it is. Tippity, tippity, little black feet. Who is dancing that tippity beat? Ladybugs are dancing on tippity feet. Tippity, tippity, happy feet. Stompity, stompity, big gray feet. Who is dancing that stompity beat? And then before I turn the page where you see the elephant, I would have the older kids try to guess what animal it is. One of my absolute favorite songs, Going to the Zoo. I think I mentioned this before also. Going to the Zoo, you can get the recording. Tom Paxton has it on one of his CDs, or Peter, Paul, and Mary have it on their children's classic CD, which is still great. And the title of that was Peter, Paul, and Mommy. love the refrain in this. I'm sorry, I had to find the first page. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. I can't sing that without clapping. So again, the preschoolers can clap, the parents can clap, the toddlers or babies' hands. They could bounce them up and down in their lap if they want, along with the rhythm and rhyme of the song. See the elephants with the long trunk swinging, great big ears and long trunk swinging, snuffing up the peanuts with the long trunk swinging, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo. I can just see the babies bouncing up and down on the parents' laps. I mean, it's just a perfect song picture book for all ages. Down on the Pond. This is such an old book, but I still love it. It's very simple, but even though it's a simple text, preschoolers still really, really enjoy it. Beside the sea on Mr. Peffer's place, there lived a cow, a donkey, a sheep, a pig, and a tiny little mouse. They were good friends, and one warm, sunny morning, for no particular reason, they decided to go for a row in the bay. Do you know who sank the boat? Was it the cow who almost fell in when she tilted the boat and made such a din? No, it wasn't the cow. And each time the kids can join in, no, it wasn't whatever animal. Okay, another song picture book, which, again, it makes a wonderful visual thing. I'm sure Kathy might even be able to find us a visual for the... Oh, Kathy's given us a Going to the Zoo recording. She has that there in the... yes, it's on YouTube. Good. 5 green and speckled frogs. I'm sure there are a lot of... I should have done this. I'm making Kathy do it. But I'm sure there's a lot of places where you could download simple patterns for this. And I'm sure a lot of you know the... oh, and she has a Who Sank the Boat flannel. Thank you. She's got wonderful links here. She's doing my work for me. This is great. 5 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log. I'm saying that wrong. You know the song. It just went out of my head for some reason. But you all know the song. Eating, still yum, yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now I got it. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. Yum, yum. 4 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log. Okay, we all know that. Now, again, it makes a wonderful visual story, but it's also good for kids joining in on the numbers. They can join in the yum, yum, yum. It has a lot of ways to participate. And sure enough, Kathy did find a felt board for that too. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, I want all these links. These are great. Some of these I know I can find too, but I don't know if I have every single one of them, so this is wonderful. Okay, Jump Frog Jump, again, one of my favorites. I made this into a magnetic board story. We got the repetitious phrase, jump, frog, jump, that goes throughout the story. Jump, frog, jump. Again, older kids definitely can join in on that. The refrain, I can see parents jumping the babies up and down, like you do in the wheels and the, boom, up and down every time it's jump, frog, jump. Again, look at the illustrations, bright colors, clearly defined pictures. We've got those black lines outlining everything again. Very colorful, just perfect for all ages. Whoops, I'm sorry, I skipped too fast. 5 Little Ducks is one. I hope you're reading my newsletters. This is one I think I featured in the last newsletter, I'm pretty sure, by Denise Fleming. It kind of goes along with the traditional song, but it has a couple twists in it also. I would sing the familiar song after I read this book. There's just a lot going on, but because I recently reviewed it in the last newsletter, I won't say too much more about it, but it's just a great book. So if you haven't purchased that one yet, you got to purchase it. Oh, find Sue's newsletter. Now she's giving me where my newsletters are. Okay, thank you, Kathy. All right, how about going fishing? I mean, I think everyone's done a story time like this, and then everybody's made has the dowel rods, and they attach string to it and a little magnetic thing on the end so people can, click, catch a fish in the child's wading pool. I think everyone's done that. It's a wonderful little activity to do. But anyhow, let's talk about some books. Hooray for Fish. Now again, look at the black outlines, colorful, very, very colorful pictures. And now there's a board book of this, but I would get the large hardback book because it's going to show well for a group. However, if you can afford it, maybe you have a couple smaller board book versions so that parents could, share it right with their babies while you're reading the larger book. That'd be another possibility. Blue Sea by Donald Cruz. Again, a very simplistic story, but it's very visual, has repetitious phrases. I always have kids join in and help me tell the story. A lot of times, this is another one, a lot of times I'll read the book, and then we go back through, and then they can join in like the second time through. Fish, Swish, Splash, and Dash is an interesting book. It's a counting book, but you read it through one way, and then you turn the book upside down, and amazingly, the pictures make sense upside down, and you count the other way. Now, I think the older kids are just going to be intrigued by how that works. For the younger kids, it's a counting book, so that's going to be good for them also. Things that go. Boy, I could have put a lot of books here, but I'm just going to put a couple here. Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Again, it's a song picture book. So that's going to be appealing because of the music. What Jane Cabrera, and by the way, her books are fabulous. When you get into that 2018 theme, she has so many song picture books. They are the most brightly colored pictures. Again, the black outlines. One of the things I like about her books is if you have a large group in a story time, the pictures are just so clear to see even from a distance. What she's done in a lot of these books, and she has in this one, is she's just made up some extra verses. Row, row, row your boat, splish and splash and splatter. If you see the monkey swing, don't forget to chatter. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Row, row, row your boat through the narrow gap. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to snap. Snap, snap. And so kids will join in those little things, the sounds, or like the tigers growl and all the sounds, and it has a lot of appeal for all ages. Little Dump Truck. What's interesting about this particular book is you can actually sing it to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. I'm not sure if I realized that the first time I did it, but it occurred to me. I don't think the first time I realized it. I don't know why, but it became very obvious the second time that I looked at this book. I'm a little dump truck run by Hard Hat Pete. Rattle, rattle, clatter, driving down the street. I'm a little dump truck hauling stones and rocks. Bumping, bouncing, thumping, crossing city blocks. Now, parents might have already sung I'm a Little Teapot to the babies, so they'll recognize the melody of it if nothing else. It's great because it can be sung. It's not a normal book you would think of singing. It's not a normal song picture book, but you can sing it. The Seals on the Bus. Again, another one of my favorites I think I mentioned a lot of times before. The seals on the bus go erp, 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 erp. The seals on the bus go erp, 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 all through the town. Again, it's the kind of book where kids can join in on the animal sounds as kids who are talking. For the babies, again, parents might have sung Wheels in the Bus, so the tune will be familiar. Either way, you're going to do the Wheels of the Bus song after you do this Seals in the Bus. How could you not? Now, one little caution, again, for a family story time, I wouldn't use every single verse in the Wheels of the Bus. I would keep it maybe to like 4 verses or so, because again, of the short attention spans. I think this came out in 2015. The bus is for us. Rhyming text. It mentions all types of transportations, but a repetitious phrase is, the best is the bus is for us. And one more here in transportation, the Wheels in the Bus. Now, this is a movable book, but again, kids are going to love seeing the wipers in the bus actually moving back and forth when you turn to that page. This has been around for many, many years. It's still very much in print. And again, then you would sing the song afterwards, of course. How about Colors and Color My World? Colors is a great theme for all ages. And then, of course, you can do a wonderful color activity afterwards somehow. I'm sure all of you know Dog's Colorful Day, how the dog starts out with just one little build a better world. Oh, yes. Okay, Kathy had another thought there. Great for the summer's Build a Better World summer reading. Okay. Dog's Colorful Day. We see Dog, there he is, that one black spot at the beginning of the day, but then throughout the day he collects all kinds of different colored spots on him, 10 of them to be exact. That is another great visual story. I know whether Kathy wants to look. And I have not seen, I'm sure there are. I think maybe one of the Storytime blogs might have patterns for this, but that's a great story to do visually. Again, I know a lot of people have done that visually. So, oh yes, she's got it right away under Pinterest. Okay, thank you, Kathy. I knew it had to be somewhere because it's so popular. And Little Green Peas, a book about colors. This one's a little newer. I think it's this year, or was it last year? I lose track sometimes. When I say this year, I'm still thinking 2016. I'm sorry. It was either 2016 or 2015. I can't quite remember. Yes, and she has a couple places there for the Dog's Colorful Day. Okay, Little Green Peas, great book about colors, and I think it would appeal to a lot of different ages. And of course, Brown Bear, Brown Bear. I'm not going to say it again because I mentioned numerous times how that's good for all ages. Okay, let's move on to what are some great resources that you can use to plan mixed age story times. I'm just going to mention some of my favorites. I'm pretty sure in the handout I have a couple extra books I'm not showing you here necessarily. I'm just going to highlight a few because, I could talk about this forever if I wanted to, I suppose. First is one by Saroj Gotin called Story Times for Everyone. This one is based on Every Child Ready to Read second edition, which is, of course, what we're trying to do here these 2 years in Michigan is, talk a lot about this Every Child Ready to Read project and how important it is. So this is based on Every Child Ready to Read. It's giving dozens of storytime examples, songs, and activities. It also addresses bilingual children. Now the Beck's book, the Big Book of Stories, Songs, and Sing-Alongs, Programs for Babies, Toddlers, and Families. So this is actually getting into family programming. As you can see, there's 32 complete programs. Most of them are really from 6 months up to 3 years, but I feel there's a lot of them that have a lot of universal appeal that you can go a little bit higher in that one. Now, the next two books by Rob Reed are definitively for ages 0 to 6, which is exactly what we're talking about. These are two older books, so you might want to, if you do some of the themes in here, you might want to add some newer titles that go along with the theme, but at least you have some different activities and songs that would carry through even with newer titled books. Okay, the first one he did was called Family Story Time. This was done a long time ago when we first started thinking about doing more family story times, and it's 24 programs are each about 30 minutes long. He followed it up with another sequel called More Family Story Times, which is 24 more sessions for mixed age groups. Okay, how about resources for music? Let's talk a little bit about tips first for using music in a mixed age or family story time. Keep the song short. I would use fewer verses in preschool. Again, you got to remember those short attention spans. Consider voice range, but that kind of goes for every group of kids. I mean, kids really only can go from, and I guess you have to be a person in music to understand what I'm talking about, but they can really only go from middle C to high C or maybe D. So consider voice ranges. I would repeat familiar songs often. We talked about this, sing songs a little slower. And try to include movements and motions. Kids love doing the movements and motions. That's going to be appealing to all the ages. Just a few sample music activities. I hope you all have some musical instruments. If not, try to find a way to get some, because musical little, egg shakers or bean bags or lummy sticks or scarves that they wave to the music. These things are all so great for a mixed age. I mean, all ages of kids are going to love doing them, as is like parachutes. Now, parachutes, you have to be a little careful. You don't want to cover the younger kids. That could scare them. But, I've seen people bounce bears or something on the parachute. Screw band streamers. I should have taken a picture of mine, but that's the closest picture I could find. I use like a screw band. If anyone cans in the summertime like I do, I can peaches and pears and plums and cherries. Screw brands are something you can buy in a grocery store. You could also use just like a round metal rod, which I know they have at Hobby Lobby and all those places. And I just buy ribbon when it's on sale and bright colors, and we attach it to the screw brand. They put their hand in or they hold on to the screw brand and they can move it to the music. Kids love that. That is something that they just find so much fun. Okay, a couple of music resources here. 101 rhythm, 101 rhythm instrument activities for young children. There's over 450 ideas. I'm sorry, in the wrong book. Wrong book. Sorry about that. Where am I going here? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry, turn to page too quick. Start over again in this one. This one has won a lot of awards. It talks about using rhythm instruments with children from toddler age on up to age 6. So again, it has a mixed age approach. So that's good. Kids make music, babies make music too. Again, talks about the importance of all ages using musical instruments. You can see that on the cover. There's 80 easy to follow activities. This is Pam Schiller. I know I mentioned her before. She has some of the most wonderful resource books. They were aimed at early childhood educators. They are perfect for librarians. I'm going to mention a bunch of them. This one is And the Cow Jumped Over the Moon. Now, if you look closely, you will see it says for toddlers and twos. You will find that many of these activities are also great for preschool. That's a good way to look at these resource books. If it's something good for 2s and 3s, and it still has interest for the older kids, at least you know the younger kids can do it. It's developmentally appropriate for them. That's what's important. Same with her book called Do You Know the Muffin Man? It's aimed at like the toddlers, 2s, and 3s, but so we know they can do the stuff in here. It's developmentally appropriate, but it also has appeal to the older kids. Children's Jukebox is just a resource I want to mention. This is also Rob Reed. What this is good for is if you're planning a story time and you're trying to find a certain, like say you're doing ducks, a story time on ducks and chickens or something like that. He has a thematic approach, and you look under chickens or ducks, and he will tell you a whole bunch of songs and what recording they are on so that you can find that recording and use it in your story time. Let's move on to rhymes and some books that are good for rhymes. I should let Kathy talk about this one because she worked at Flint Public Library, and I told her the other day, I'm afraid you all know about it, and she said you might not. Flint Public Library has put this out for I don't know how many years now. Well, in my resource, it said 35 years ago. They're in their 12th edition. It's Kathy said it's like her Bible for finger plays. It has sold over 90,000 copies. It's costing about $24.50, but it is wonderful. It has all kinds of finger plays in it. Kathy actually helped with some revisions of this. Did you not, Kathy, I think? Great resource. If you don't already have it, I would definitely recommend it. And she has
Yeah,
some...
what's great about it?
Go ahead.
What's great about it, the front of the book is an index by theme. So if you're doing a story time on bears or a story time on a specific holiday or something, you can look at the front index and find a finger play or a rhyme to go with it.
Great. Thank you, Kathy. She also put a source for egg shakers there. I'm going to have to move a little quicker because we'll run out of my hour, so I'll go a little bit quicker. This one is a book just with animal rhymes, but you'd be surprised how many times you use the animal theme in story time. So that's a good one. It has a lot of wonderful rhymes. Here's Pam Schiller again. This has over 700 rhymes and songs. This one's geared to ages 3 to 6, though. So you have to be a little careful. Some of that stuff might have to be adapted a little bit for the youngers. And there's a bilingual edition of it also. It's the same book, but it's bilingual. It doesn't have all the same rhymes in. I guess a lot of them are hard to translate. This is a friend of mine, Barb Scott. She has 1,000 finger plays and action rhymes in this book. 1,000! How could you not find something to go for your story times? She also has a DVD where she's showing how to do some of the things. Okay, and our final category for today, and I'll try to go through these kind of quick because I don't want to hold you over too long. Different art activities. You know, again, try to find things that are real sensory where kids can explore things. Body tracings, that's something that can be done by every age. So try to find things that are real sensory and important that work good with all ages. Now, again, Look at this book for children birth to 3. You will find a lot of things in there when you read it, you think, oh yeah, well, my preschoolers would like that too. I would always try to find these resource books that are maybe aimed towards younger, knowing that, picking the activities out of there that you think the preschoolers would like also. This one, unfortunately, is out of print now, but you can still buy it on Amazon used, and quite frankly, I would. It is one of my favorite books. There isn't an activity in there that young kids can't do, but the 4s and 5s would also like. And that's my little Bible for art things. As is this one. I love this one by Marianne Cole. Again, she has open-ended art. It's good for the young ages, but a lot of the older kids will enjoy the same things. Now, this is one of hers that is for preschool. So again, caution. I probably would use this more as a resource and pick out things that I think that they would, like, that the preschoolers would like also. The Arts and Crafts Busy Book. Wonderful little book that is geared specifically to ages 2 to 6. And I'm going to end on one of Pam Schiller's book again. This one is a complete book, again, over 600 activities, games, stories, props, recipes, and dances. Again, that one's geared for preschoolers, though, so you'll have to make sure that all the things are appropriate that you're picking or that you can adapt somehow. Okay, Kathy has also added the Ring a Roses, where you can order it. I don't know if anybody wants to type in anything that they find that's particularly good. I know we're right up against the clock, but maybe real quickly if anyone wants to add anything.
Or
go ahead.
I was going to ask Sue if you could take a couple of questions. If people have questions
Sure.
about
Sure.
having mixed age story times, the process, specific titles, any sort of questions you want to type in, go ahead. We'll take a couple minutes to answer those. It's looking pretty quiet in the chat box.
Well, I hope that while we're waiting, I hope the handout, this handout I gave you this time is a little bit more, there's a little bit more in my handout than what I have in some of the other webinars, so I hope it's helpful. If there's something I've discussed in this webinar that's not in the handout, please let me know or let Kathy know, and I'll try. I'm not sure that I have the developmental characteristics in there. If anybody wants that, I can easily reproduce that into print form. Anyhow, we have some people typing, Kathy, so we'll just wait a second.
Great.
Love the handout. Thank you, Patricia. And my cat is really loud now. I can't believe you can't hear that. Stop it, cats. I can't believe they're so annoying. I'm going to have to throw them in a room next time I do a webinar and close the door. My early lit librarian wants to use more video. Well, do you really want me to say what I'm thinking? You could. I don't know. The videos, I wouldn't. I mean, I think and she's an early lit person too. That surprises me. I just feel there's so much more that can be gained out of you actually doing the things and the kids joining in. I think videos are more passive. Well, maybe it depends what kind of video it is. I'm sure there might be some videos that get the kids up and moving, and maybe that would be good, but I wouldn't use as many of them. Go ahead, Kathy.
I have a comment on that, because there are some wonderful, like Westwoods has some wonderful picture books on video.
Weston Woods, yeah.
Or Weston, yeah. And what I would encourage is if you're going to use them, save them for the very end for something as kind of a bonus that people can stay or leave. The parents can decide.
I 100% agree with you on that, Kathy. I would definitely save it for the end. I wouldn't necessarily put it in Weston Woods. That is correct. Weston Woods. Actually, Natalie, Weston Woods, there's an award, the Carnegie Award for Children's Videos every year. And the funny thing is, those of us who are following those awards every year, we laugh because Weston Woods wins it almost every year. They win that award because they have such high quality videos, DVDs for children based on children's books. They're actually, the company is now, they were independent, but they're actually owned by Scholastic now, but they have wonderful things. And I'll tell you who else is involved with the production of some of those videos. He's kind of behind the scenes is Mo Willems. He's helped with a lot of this because if you think back to his background, he worked for animation, he worked for Sesame Street. That was kind of his background. And he's helped with some of those videos that have won awards, he's been behind the scenes helping in the production of them. So, oh, and then Kathy put up the link. Thank you, Kathy. Any other questions? I know we're going over a little bit, but anything else that anybody wants to ask or?
Doesn't look like we have anything else. Well, Sue, thank you so much.
Thank
And,
you.
um, we'll have our newsletter out before the end of the month for January, and you can find those links to other newsletters and previous webinars on the Library of Michigan website that I linked in the chat box a little bit ago. And oh, we got one more person typing here. Oh, another thank you.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you.
guys.
Thank you very much.
And
Appreciate
don't
it.
forget to keep your eyes out for Sue's visit in March and make sure you come meet her in person if you haven't already at our Every Child Ready to Read workshops starting March 20th.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. And otherwise, we'll
Thank you.
see you in May for the next webinar. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.